It's kind of weird because a lot of people are not rooting hard for themselves. You can root for them, but they will find every single excuse, every single objection to find a reason. So the thing that you try to share with them is not going to work with them. And you see that a lot. I personally see that a lot when I share stuff about online arbitrage with people who do not know anything about it, right? There's a lot of objections. They find every reason possible to justify not trying because they are going to fail. So in today's video, we are going to answer the five most common objections, the five most common misconceptions, that people actually have regarding this business. So before we actually do, link in the description, book a call with me if you want to scale your business, if you have some capital. It doesn't matter if you're a little bit more advanced or if you're just a beginner. If you need help, if you need a mentor to scale your business, book a call with me. Best way to do it. The best way to do it is to get a mentor. Second thing, link in the description for the Discord server. Networking is one of the things that is going to get you ahead. Best place to do it, Discord server. If you have any questions as well, best place to ask it. Still leave questions in the comment, but whatever. Let's dive into the video. So, no. The first thing, the first objection that people have when you tell them about online arbitrage, when you tell them about this business model, is they do not understand. Oh, and here's the thing that I heard a lot. They said, "Oh, can this be true? Oh, can people spend more money by buying a product on Amazon? Because you buy a product at Walmart. Why don't people buy it at Walmart? Why do they buy it on Amazon for more money? Why would they not check to buy it somewhere else?" And so there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is that it's a big misconception about online arbitrage, because a lot of guys think that we resell products, like that we actually sell the product above MSRP, above the retail price, and this is where our profit is. So that small difference in between the regular retail price and the price that we sell it on Amazon is where our profit is. It's really not. This is not where we get our profit. This is the first misconception. We get our profit by actually being able to discount the product as much as we can. We buy products that are heavily discounted, all right? This is the best way to do it, using coupon codes, using sales, like stacking everything. Like I have a whole lot of videos on discounting your price. This is the first big misconception. If you look at full price products, I'd say 98% of the products that you are going to sell are products that are discounted, all right? You are not going to buy products at full price, all right? And your profit is not going to be in that small difference in between the price that this item is selling on Amazon and the price, like the retail price that you paid on Walmart, Nike.com, whatever. No. Yes, we sell product at MSRP. Yes, people buy product over MSRP on Amazon. And there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, the friction. There's almost no friction on Amazon, and so people trust Amazon as well with the returns, with all that stuff. Things are shipped fast, and they pay extra just for that. Yes, they pay for the Prime membership, but they also pay a little bit more money on Amazon to receive the thing fast. And just because it's way easier, right? You trust Amazon. It's way easier to order on Amazon. All right, so people actually pay a little bit extra money for that sometimes. Sometimes they pay a lot more money, and you'd be surprised. People pay a lot of money, but most of the business is not based on that. The business is based on your ability to find product at discounted rates. That's pretty much it. Nothing else. This is what the business is based on. So that was the first misconception that people actually have about this business. The second is that Amazon and big brands do not allow people to sell those said brands on Amazon, because when you actually start selling on Amazon, you will notice that you cannot sell a lot of the brands. You need to get approval to sell a lot of the brand. But getting approval is super easy. I have tens of videos on that. I have hours on videos on how to actually get approved for the brands. People think that it's actually super hard. No, you just need to get an invoice, or you can just submit an email confirmation. I have a whole lot on videos. This is called ungated. We say that you are gated when you start selling on Amazon on some brands and on some categories. You need to get ungated. Getting ungated is super easy. Just type in the search bar Chris Mangunza, which is my name. I know it's kind of hard for you Americans to actually be able to spell my name. My name is written right below this video, so do not be lazy. Type my name, copy and paste my name, Chris Mangunza, ungating. all right? Ungating, Ungatting. I don't even know if there's 2T or 1T, whatever. Watch the videos. I have hours on videos on how to get ungated for every single brand, every single category. It's not hard. It's really not hard to do. And if this stops you from actually trying, you're not going to be successful at anything, because ungating is one of the easiest things that you can do to actually make money. That's really all you need. It's really super simple, all right? So do not be scared about that. Yes, you can resell big brands and stuff on Amazon. You just need to get ungated. That's it. Number 3, isn't it illegal to resell those products on Amazon? No, it is not illegal. You are protected in the US, and let's not even start with the US, but let's start with Justinian law, Roman law, and what right you have with the products that you sell, all right? Because it is not directly related. Roman law and Justinian law is not directly related to to US law, but it takes a lot of its roots from it. Yes, US law come from, because I know that there's a lot of Americans, but I need to talk for the whole world, right? And so, ever since the Byzantine Empire, and even before that, the Roman Empire, they actually set some rules, some property law, right? There were some rules, and it outlines what you can do with your property. Once you buy something, you actually have the right to resell this item. So property law with the Romans, and we're going to talk about the US law after that, but property law with the Romans stated that when you own a product, you have the users, the fructus, and the abusers, all right? So this is the three power, not really the 3 powers, but this is the 3 things the 3 rights that you have with your product, and it has been the same. It's not exactly the same, but it takes its rule. We are not going to talk Latin for a long time. This is just for your general education, because you need to be a well-rounded individual. And so if you do not like that stuff, skip this and remain dumb. All right. So the users, the fructus, and the abusers. What is it? So when you own a product, all right. So when you have a product, when you own a product, you have the right to use it. You have the right. This is the users. You have the right to enjoy the fruits of this thing. So for example, if you own real estate, you have the right to enjoy, the rent that people that actually rent it. The rent that you get from renting it, for example, all right? And the abusers, you have the right. Basically, it means that you have the right to do whatever you can abuse from the product. If you want to make simple, you have the right to do whatever you want with the product. If you want to destroy it, you can destroy it. If you want to recoup your money by selling it, you can. And this is the abusers, all right? And it exists in all laws ever since the Roman Empire, all right? And in US law, there's something that is called the first sale doctrine, all right? It is kind of similar, but it's just for copyrighted things. And so what it says, basically the first sale doctrines, and by the way, if you do not want to trust me, I'm not a lawyer, all right? I'm just a little bit educated when it comes to law, because if you did not know, I studied law for 2 years. But if you are scared about that, just get a lawyer, pay a lawyer. It's always the smart thing to do. But it's not solely the smart thing to do, because if you think that you can get in trouble for reselling Nike shoes, you're a dumbass. But, as I said, I'm not a lawyer. Get a lawyer, get a consultation with a lawyer if you need it. But, like, the first sale doctrines protect you as a reseller, because brands cannot basically stop you from reselling something because it is copyrighted, just because you do not own the brand. So even if you bought like some Nike shoes, you have the right to resell them. No, you could argue that you cannot resell them as new, all that stuff. It's not true. If you haven't been using it, you can definitely resell them as true. So you are protected as a reseller. You are definitely in your right to buy something and to resell it. So no, it's not against the law. It's not illegal to resell stuff. Online arbitrage is not illegal. Arbitrage in itself is not illegal. You are completely in your right to buy stuff and resell them. It's not wrong. And talking about if it's wrong or not, fourth most common misconception objection is it immoral? And here's what I'm going to say about it. Is it morally wrong to actually do arbitrage? I don't think so, as long as... Here's my full statement. So, I believe in capitalism. However, I believe that capitalism should have some limits, all right? You cannot have a country running 100% on capitalism. Like, some things needs to be related by the government. No. I'm gonna tell you what thing exactly. For example, There's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that needs to be regulated by the government. Like you have no, even the US has never been 100% capitalist, all right? But I believe that if you are a reseller, as long as you are not damaging, and damaging is not the right word, but as long as you are not fucking up the supply chain for something that is vital, for something that is a question of life or death. So for example, this is why what Martin Shkreli did was super wrong. If you do not know who Martin Shkreli is, just check it out on Google. But like, if for example, you were to resell insulin, all right, which is something that is 100% needed for people who actually have diabetes. If you were to do this, yes, it's morally wrong. If you buy the whole supply of insulin, and you actually fuck up the supply of insulin just to hike prices, and that because of that people die, yes, it's 100% wrong. Yes, reselling can be wrong in that case, and it needs to be regulated, of course, because it's morally wrong, all right? Now, if it comes to shoes, if it comes to Nike socks, if it comes to makeup, all right? As I said, we buy most of the stuff at a discounted price. So when it comes to those things, because basically what we do is we buy overstock. Like let's call it this way: we buy overstock and we buy products in promotion. When products are in promotion, it's for a reason, all right? Because either they are not selling as fast as the supplier wanted, or they are sitting in too much stock because the supply chain is not efficient, so they need to get rid of that stock. Most of the time this is the case. So, and they want to speed up sales and stuff like that. So, if you actually wanted this product at full price, like if you actually wanted it and it was a question of life or death, most of the time you could have gotten it yourself as a buyer, all right? You could have gotten it yourself if you really wanted to. So, like for example, let's take the PS5 as an example. I literally bought my PS5 on the day it released. I literally bought it on Amazon at retail price while I was at the gym. I was just prepared because I knew that it was going to drop. I had some notifications on some Twitter accounts. That's pretty much it. It was not super hard to get a PS5, to be honest. It was not hard at all. If you wanted one and you actually did not get one, it's because you did not prepare for it. You did not look for it. You did not look hard enough because it was not really hard to find. And it's the same thing with everything. If you really want something, you can find it. Like for 95% of items, you can find it at retail price. And if you cannot find it at retail price, there's no reason why you should be there's really no reason why you should be able to find it at retail price. You do not deserve a special treatment. So for that reason, I think that as long as you are not disrupting, and this is the word that I was looking for, as long as you are not disrupting the supply chain for something that is vital, so for example, for water, for medication, for stuff like that, it should not be, it's not immoral. Like I remember people arguing that when people used to resell, how is it called? When people used to resell pools, you know, those Intex pools back in the days, I saw some people arguing that it was actually immoral because people like with low income actually need that stuff because and it was like if you really needed that stuff, you could have bought it like a few months in advance, 2 months in advance or stuff like that when it was actually not hot. Like be smart about it. But if you realize that you need it when it's actually when you realize that you need it during when everybody want it, something is wrong with you. Like you should have thought about this in the past. Like you are responsible for that. If people can actually find them by driving to if people are actually willing to put in the time to drive to every single Walmart, to find every single pool that is available, and you are not willing to actually do it, they deserve it. You do not deserve any special treatment, right? So for that reason, I believe that if something is not vital, if something is not, as long as you are not disrupting the supply chain, because yes, they were disrupting, I'm not gonna lie, resellers disrupt the supply chain for PS5. Resellers disrupt the supply chain for Intex pools back in the days. But you can definitely find them. If one reseller has the time to drive to every single Walmart to find Intex pool, if I was able in between 2 sets of curls to buy a PS5 on my phone on Amazon.com on release day, you can do it. You just need to be a little bit prepared if you know what you want. All right. People were arguing that people with low income actually needed this. It was a question of life or death with the pools and stuff. This is just bullshit. All right. If you wanted it, just get it a little bit in advance. Figure your shit out. It's not my problem. It's not morally wrong, in my opinion. And now, let's dive into number 5 and the last of the common objections that people actually have. It is, if it's that easy, why isn't everybody doing it? And so, I think that if you actually have this opinion on stuff, you should actually reframe the way you think about business, because there's a skill gap to everything. That's the first thing. You will need to learn a lot of, like, a few stuff, and you need to dedicate yourself a minimum. So you cannot start today and have some success on the same day, just, you know, by, like, on the first time you try. No, you are going to need to, without learning anything. This is what I wanted to say. You are going to need to actually learn a few things. You are going to need to improve your skills in some area. You are going to need to dedicate some time to it, to dedicate some time to learn, and dedicate some capital. Some people are not willing to do it. Some people have the same way of thinking as you, which is wrong, and so people do not jump into it. Why don't you try? Right? You do not need to put a lot of money towards it. Just put a little bit of money towards it, see how it works, get proof of concept, and then inject more money into it if you want to. You do not have to start with $10,000, all right? But you should reframe the way you think about things, because it's the same thing. You can make money by being a lawyer. You can make money by being a lawyer. So why doesn't you can make a good living? So why doesn't everybody become a lawyer? That's the exact same thing. It requires, you need to dedicate your time to it for a long time. This is why it is. This is why everybody is not a lawyer, and everybody does not want to be a lawyer. So that's the exact same thing. Just start, see if you like it, just try with a little bit of money, and you are actually going to be successful way before. If you were to start Amazon today and being a lawyer at the same time, you are going to be successful with Amazon way before you actually become successful with being a lawyer, because it takes some time. But does that mean that everybody is going to do it and so it's not going to? No, it does not mean that. You'll just try, see how it works for you, and you should not have that. Try to reframe and not think about this in this way. I think this is the wrong way to think about things in general in life. So yeah, that's it with this video. I hope it was helpful. If you actually want to learn a lot more things about selling on Amazon, watch these other videos on the screen, subscribe, do all that stuff. Like this video so you will be recommended more videos, because I release a new video every single day about selling on Amazon. So best place to learn it is this channel, and it's 100% free. However, if you actually want to scale your business faster, if you need a mentor, link in the description, book a call with me, book multiple calls if you want to, book 1 call a week, look at my availability, do all that stuff, blah, blah, blah. I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching.